Hello everyone. Sorry I haven't vlogged in a few, but I've just been feeling, I guess, up and down, kind of tired. So I wanted to come on and do a vlog today. I was feeling kind of so I said this will help me kind of get through it and process everything. So just want to give you all an update. I'm doing okay. I got another UTI. I don't know how, where it came from, but I went to the ER, got that test. That's when I was in the hospital. And they said you got a UTI. So I took, they kept me and then they released me with the antibiotics, and I took them, and that was it. I had a follow-up call with my endo doctor, Dr. Lee, and he said, everything's doing okay. My bandages, my bandages on my stomach were okay, so I could take a full shower. And I was so excited. So I took a full shower and a bath. I was like, yay. And then a few days later, the office called and said that they seen something on the culture that the emergency room didn't see. They seen two bacterias, and they need to treat the other bacteria. That was a little weird, so I was like, I don't know, let me think about it. But then I started to get symptoms of a UTI, so I said, let me start taking the second dose of antibiotics. So I'm hoping that it works and that it gets rid of this UTI. If not, then we have to have a discussion about, do I have a resistance to antibiotics? Because I've had a lot of UTIs that I just found out throughout this whole recent experience with endo. I've had it since I was 25, but the most recent has been the worst, and I found out that it did get onto my bladder a little bit, and then I have other bladder issues. So the surgery, anything like that, did not help. So I'm hoping that the second run of antibiotics help. So I'm feeling kind of okay, and just the lower back pain, and just the being tired and the nausea is really bad. The exhaustion, and the doctor said that was, just due to the surgery and the toll it took on my body, because I went in there for a full hysterectomy, but the endo was horrible and they had spread to all parts of my body, so they had to take it off. And as they were taking it off, they seen an abscess that exploded, which damn near killed me, so they had to fix that. And as they were fixing that, they damaged the part that connected my kidneys to my bladder. So then they fixed that, and that's where I had to have the catheter. Thank God it's out, but I still have a stent that doesn't come out till September 8th. So the doctor said that also can contribute to me feeling kind of ugh. So that's where I'm at now, just prayerfully that things will continue to get better. I do feel better. The pain has definitely decreased. I'm able to do more than I've been able to do since November of 2021, so that's a good thing. It's just going to be a slow process from here with my healing and this whole endometriosis thing. So I'm just prepared to, be patient with my body, be patient with myself. So that's where my health is at. I wanted to talk about two things. The first one is, did it work? Some people have asked me, did the hysterectomy work? And I guess it worked. It worked to the point where the pain is gone and I can walk and I can move. So to that regard, I suppose I would say it worked. But there's all these other complications coming from the surgery and just the damage the endo has done to my body. But it's for the pain purposes, which is why I had to do it, because I couldn't take that shit anymore. It was horrible. So work for that for now. But people should know that there's no cure for endometriosis. And I talked to my doctor. He said he got all the lesions out, but there's always a 1% chance that they did not. And endo can grow its own cells. So if there's any lesion left, it can grow more endo from that. So I'll be looking out for symptoms to see if I'm feeling that, then I can say something. But people should know that there's no cure for endometriosis. People are always going to tell you the fastest and the best way to treat the hysterectomy, because a full hysterectomy gets rid of everything. I got rid of everything. That was my choice, my decision to make for what my body was going through at the time. I've been dealing with this since I was 12. And like I said, November of 2021, the shit just became unbearable. That's what I advocated for myself to get this hysterectomy. Thank God I did, because there was an abscess, and if I didn't, I wouldn't be here. So I thank God for that. But so far so good. But I'm always looking out for the symptoms. Those symptoms would be intense stomach pain on either side. It would just be really intense stomach pain, intense back pain, throwing up, the nausea, like intense nausea that never went away. I'm in bleeding, which I shouldn't be bleeding, because I have hysterectomy, but if those things happen, that I would be calling my doctor immediately. Another second thing was what I wish. I wish that when I got endometriosis, a doctor, when I was officially diagnosed, I would say when I was 25, so after I had my daughter, I wish they would have told me that this disease is uncurable, that this disease is horrible, that this disease will cause you intense pain, that if you eat a different way, it might help with the pain. No one ever said that to me. No one ever said that it can grow to different parts of your body. I had no idea that endometriosis can grow onto my rectum, my bladder, and it can go all kinds of places. I really didn't know that. I just figured it was down there in my special places, I call it, and the scrapings that I had, the DNCs would help. No. What I'm finding out is that the DNCs just help for a little bit of time because endometriosis is scar tissue. So it scrapes the scar tissue. It grows with estrogen. So that's why they say birth control will stop the growth. So those things will help minimally. But I just wish somebody would have told me that this disease can grow everywhere, that it can cause this amount of pain, that amount of pain is a sign. I went to the gynecologist, I go every year, right? And I was going, and I was, telling them I was in this pain. So they did these tests, and they're like, oh, it's your cyst. I mean, the pain wasn't as bad as it was since last year, but they said you have these cysts, and I have cysts, fibroids, all that good stuff. So they would, do the DNCs, but I would say at the end of 2020, I started to go in the hospital a lot because I have other chronic diseases. I have sciatica and I have diverticulitis. So they just told me it's my diverticulitis, but my endo doctor was like, all that pain you were feeling constantly, and I was taking antibiotics for the diverticulitis, and they say it was gone, and I would go back maybe a month later, and they said it would come back. He said, no, that was probably a sign that your endo was getting worse and growing. Outside of him, no one has told me that, so I wish someone would tell me that. So I'm telling you all that. If you have been diagnosed with endometriosis and your pain is getting worse and worse, that could mean that the endo is growing to different parts of your body, and you should go see an endometriosis specialist. Dr. Lee is one. There's an endometriosis clinic here in Allegheny County, in the Pittsburgh, greater